Hey everyone, it's Robert Fischer with the RJF team with Keller Realty. Today I want to to address our crazy market, just everything that has gone on, that is going on today, and that's gone on over the last 2 years, and it's been a lot. I think this message today is probably for everybody. It's for buyers and sellers and locals here in the Central Texas, Austin area. It's for people being relocated. It's just for everyone that's involved. It's for other realtors. I mean, it's just there's so much going on, and in such a short amount of time, I just wanted to kind of talk through it. I think we have endured some of the fastest changing market that we've ever seen. It's kind of ironic. We normally see changes that come every 7 years or so. And so it'll, kind of go up for 7 years and maybe go down or whatever that is. And those are kind of the real estate cycles that we'll see. And I used to say this, and that's not the case now, but I used to say this, like, Central Texas, Austin area, as you're looking kind of at everything, we slowly go up and slowly go down. Well, let's just kind of go through everything that we've seen over the last couple years. And so kind of started off, we were on a long uptrend, right? And we were seeing that here locally, just a long uptrend. Then all of a sudden, COVID hit, and we go into a worldwide lockdown. Here locally, real estate just stopped for 3 weeks. People didn't know what to do, know what to think. Then all of a sudden, people look up and say, well, if I'm going to shelter in place, I better shelter in the place that I want to shelter in. And so people started buying again. And we didn't know, like, is this a short-term thing? What's going on? Several months after that, here kind of in our area, on average or so, the average home went up 40%. All of a sudden, we started seeing countless showings. We started seeing multiple offers. Some homes were going 100, 200K over list price, depending on location, price, and all that. And it was crazy. And realtors in the area are looking up, like, what do we do? How do we navigate this? And really trying to be able to change on a dime and make sure we're serving our clients the way that they want to be served. Several months after that, we flattened out. So things were kind of flat but normalized, right? And so people were buying and selling, but not everything was as crazy as it was. Several months after that, all of a sudden we saw another 40% increase in homes, and we saw those multiple offers and homes going over list price again. And then all of a sudden interest rates started kicking in, so those went up 2%. And when you see interest rate go up 2+%, buyers were losing 22% in buying power, while our home prices were doubling. And so it was a weird place to be, and people didn't, we didn't know what to do. Then months later, kind of where we're at now, things kind of normalized again. And then I'm sure, who knows what the future holds on that. And but prices, that people have looked up and said, okay, I think this is where prices are, and prices will stick. And I want to acknowledge just all that everyone has gone through. If you really look at what we have gone through just as a nation, and then here locally as well, but like as a nation, we went through a worldwide pandemic. There was an election, politics, and policy changes. There were several big challenges our country had to face and go through, and continue to go through. And there was a war abroad. There is a war abroad. There's rising interest rates. We have supply chain issues. We have worker issues. We have rampant inflation, soaring gas prices, the Great Resignation, and then just all the changes I just talked about, like in our local real estate market. So something we would see, and that you would see like maybe in a 21-year period, we got to see in a very short period of time. Just a lot has happened. And so just know that, especially when you're working with people and what that looks like. And it's been a big challenge. And in the real estate market, the thing that hit the most, as you kind of heard through everything, is really the interest rates. And so anytime there's a big interest rate change, and this is done on purpose, things will have a short-term slowdown. And so you'll see things kind of slow down just a little bit for a short period. But then people start to normalize it and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. I mean, we've seen interest rates in the past, like 17% and so on and so forth. So things going up in the fives, and what that looks like is kind of just normalizing the market, which is what our government wants to do, and as a whole, no matter who's in office and what that looks like. I still hear people saying this over and over again, is that Austin is still like the top real estate market in the world, or one of the top real estate markets in the world. And if you're here and you're doing a long-term play, this is the place to be. Putting your money in real estate and what that looks like, and this is one of the top without question. I also heard a leader say this once, and they said the government and whoever's in office, whichever party it is, it doesn't matter. In the short run, almost always gets it wrong, but in the long run, almost always gets it right. And so when you think about that, is like, because you have to be able to move on a dime, and but you're turning this big wheel, and it takes a little while to get it going. And so when you put policies in place or whatever might go on, like, things take a little while. But in the long run, someone may try this, and then we change and go over here and try this, and this is what it looks like, tends to get it right. And so to me, what that means is, if I am looking for real estate, whether to buy or to sell, like long-term stability in real estate, this is why people tend to like real estate, that if you hold it long enough, you're almost always getting your money back and then some, right? If you were to look at any 10-year period in Austin, 10, 15-year period, and say, 10 years ago, what was the real estate worth? 10 years before that, what was it worth? 10 years before that, what was it worth? And so just know, like, long-term stability and what that looks like this is the place to be. We have seen so many companies move here, and there's a reason why, right? Just that they are coming here for a reason. And so when all these businesses continue to grow here, continue to move here, that just brings more and more people and what that looks like, which just makes real estate stronger and stronger. Real estate is a fixed asset, and so we only have so much of it. And so the more people that come here, that's why real estate continues to stay strong. So I just want to encourage everybody, because again, we have been through a lot in a short period of time, and there's been a lot of change. And so when you look at everything, knowing that our market again in the Central Texas area has normalized, it's still very strong and one of the best places to be. If you guys ever have any questions, we love answering questions. And the funny thing is, we're in this business, but like, I don't like salespeople. I say that a lot. I say it over and over again. Like, I don't like someone hard selling me on something. I like people, giving me information, letting me make decisions. And that's what I want to do. And that's what we do too. We get a natural high off of that, just to be able to say, look, you're asking questions. Let us go through this. Let us give you information. And if you're going to change and not do anything ever, or 4 years from now, then that's great. We'll give you a high five. But if you listen to everything and say, no, we want to do this now or whatever, we're here to help you as well. But when you hear all those changes that has gone on, just know there are so many different pockets in the Austin area. You have this over in Cedar Park. You have this in South Austin. You have this in Round Rock. And the way that this neighborhood reacts to this is different from this neighborhood over here. Let us talk you through it and what's going on and what that looks like. And again, I want to encourage everyone to continue to endure. It's been a lot. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please let us know.